So if you have clicked play on this video, it means that you might be interested in starting a project together. My name is Leopoldo Pirela. I am a full stack designer and front-end developer working with early stage startups to create all their design assets as well as their websites. The first thing that I want us to do together is a 30 minutes to a 45 minutes first meeting. And in this meeting, my goal is to be able to learn about your business, learn about the way your startup is different, and find out the best way that I can help you. In this meeting, we're going to create a scope for the project, and right after this meeting, I will go ahead and create a proposal, which is just a short proposal that will summarize everything we spoke about, so there are no surprises. I will also add the cost to this proposal and any assets that I will need from you to be able to get started. Once I have sent you that proposal, you can sign it online, and the next step will be our kickoff meeting. Our kickoff meeting will depend on the project that we're working on. If you're working on a deck design project, it will be a bit different from a website design project and very different from a UX or UI design project. So since designing decks is the main or the first engagement that we normally have with a client, let's talk a little bit about that one. So in this meeting, we are sort of going to go over the content that you already have, and depending on the deck that you need to design, let's say you need an investor deck or a sales deck, we're sort of going to start putting content together to be able to fit those slides that we need to create. We're going to work on the structure of the slides, the content that needs to be placed on each of these slides. And if you already have this content, one of the things that I will ask you to do is to go over the slides as if you were presenting them to an investor or to a new client. The reason why I do this is because I want to learn how you narrate your slides so I can get a better understanding of the way you're going to be presenting the slides and the content that needs to be on each of these slides. Once I have all this information together, I might ask you a few questions here and there just to make sure that I am understanding everything correctly, and then I will move on to creating the first draft. For the first draft of a deck, I normally do that within 3 business days, and the reason for it is that I don't want to wait too long on designing something that may not be aligned with what your vision or what your company wanted to put out there. So in the first 3 business days, I will be able to create a draft, which is normally a very strong base on where we're going to be designing this deck. Now, as I said before, depending on the project that we're working on, if it is a website, it might take me a lot longer than 3 business days, but depending on everything that we have to do to be able to give you a first draft. And for a UX design project, it will also be a bit different, but on our first meeting, depending on what your project is, I will be able to explain everything to you. On that first draft, we're going to do a round of revisions, and here we're going to discuss design. We're going to discuss the flow of the slides, which one should be first, which one should go last, and whatnot. And we are also going to make sure that all the graphic design work that I have done sort of matches your idea of what we need to put out there. So once we get feedback from you, I'm able to go ahead and implement it. And normally for projects like deck designs, we have about 2 rounds of revisions, but on the proposal you will see that we have up to 3 rounds of revisions. From what we have seen so far in projects, it doesn't take longer than 2 rounds of revision to have a fully designed deck that is ready for you to go ahead and start pitching your startup or start to get new clients into your pipeline. It is very important for me that anything that I create for your startup allows your team to edit it, allows your team to continue to use it, and because startups are not static businesses, your business is most likely changing, adapting to the market. Everything that I design will be editable on your end, so most likely if we are designing a deck, this is going to be on Google Slides, where your team and everyone can come in and collaborate on the deck. But if you have something like custom fonts that you use for your brand or anything like that, we will use tools like Canva, where we can bring in all the design assets and put them all together so you can continue to create these decks, lift behinds, or anything else you will need.